veteran actor Albert Finney portrays Wilberforce's preacher and mentor, John Newton. Their relationship bolstered Wilberforce throughout his tireless struggle.
John Newton became, by Wilberforce's own admission in later life, a father figure for him.
John Newton was a slave trader, trafficking thousands of men, women, and children from Africa to the auction blocks. In 1748, a violent storm threatened to sink his ship.
And when he was about 45 or so, he had a crisis of conscience.
And the cry of his heart echoed the cries from the slaves.
The last person you should come to for advice. I can't even say the name of any of my ships without being back on board them in my head.
The seasoned sailor made a promise to God that if he survived, he would change his ways.
I wish I could remember all their names. My 20,000 ghosts.
He dedicated his life to his faith as a preacher and author of hymns. In 1772, Newton wrote a hymn called Faith's Review and Expectation, and it became one of the most popular songs in the history of the world, the most recognizable and most recorded, a song now known as Amazing Grace. This song has had the power to give hope to the hopeless and soften the hearts of the hardened.
The first time I heard it, I associated it with the American South and sort of allied to the sort of spirituals. And I'm sure it was a Baptist choir or something that I heard singing it and thought what an amazing piece of work it was, and had assumed that it was African American, so it was quite a surprise.
Amazing Grace was sung by both sides in the American Civil War and used as a requiem by the Cherokee Indians on the Trail of Tears. Civil rights protesters sang it defiantly during freedom marches and on that sweltering August day when Martin Luther King shared his dream. The hymn rang out when Nelson Mandela was freed from prison and when the Berlin Wall came crumbling down. And on September the 11th, Amazing Grace was sung to comfort a mourning world. It reminds us of a God of mercy who still lights the way of the lost and the blind.